Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to my kitchen and welcome to the Recipe Therapist. So for Valentine's Day this year, I always make something red velvet. So this year I decided to elevate my red velvet choice by giving you all a red velvet brownie recipe. These brownies stay moist for about a week. They're topped with white chocolate. They're so easy. I think you're gonna love them. So let's get started. So let's go over the ingredients of these moist red velvet brownies. So today I'm going to be using an 8x8 square baking dish, which I've lined with some wax paper and I sprayed just to make sure it doesn't stick. I have my melted salted butter here, some all-purpose flour, a couple of beaten eggs, some white distilled vinegar, buttermilk, vanilla extract, brown sugar, some salt, some granulated sugar, and of course some cocoa powder. And last but not least, we can't leave out our red food coloring, which is about 2 tablespoons you're gonna need, which equals out to 1 ounce container. And for the top of our brownies, instead of cream cheese frosting, we're gonna be drizzling some white chocolate on top. Okay, so let's get going with our batter. So we're gonna start to mix in stages. So we're gonna start out with our sugar, our regular granulated sugar, and I'm going to throw in the brown sugar. And on top of that, I'm just gonna get all my melted butter and pour that in on top. And then I'm going to take my hand-made mixer and I'm just gonna cream this together for about a minute or so. So this is what the sugar and the butter mixture looks like. So now what we're going to do is add our egg to this. Okay, all that egg's going right in there. And I'm going to beat this for about another 30 seconds so it's well combined. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of like fluffed up. And at this point, we're going to add our buttermilk. All that buttermilk, can't have red velvet anything without buttermilk. That's how you know it's a good recipe. And our vinegar, our white distilled vinegar. Now I'm going to mix this just to combine, and you're going to see it's going to have a curdled kind of look, but don't get nervous because it's supposed to look like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this. Okay, so you can see that the batter looks very curdly, which is totally fine. It's just the combination of the buttermilk and vinegar together. It kind of separates it like that, but that's totally fine. So now we're ready to add our red food coloring, and we're going to add this whole container. Just going to pour it right in. Okay, and I'm not going to mix it with my blender. I'm going to fold it in it first with my rubber spatula. Just get in there good. And that's what's going to make our brownies really nice and red velvety. You could add any food coloring if you like, really, but I'm purposing to make a red velvet brownie today. Okay, so you can see that the food coloring is in there. It still looks curdled, which is fine, but don't worry about that because it's going to come together really nice as we mix the rest of our remaining ingredients in, which we're going to add our salt at this point, our vanilla extract, and our cocoa powder. Okay, going right in. Now what I'm going to do is I was just going to fold the powder in just like this, and then I'm going to, so it doesn't poof all up on me when I begin to use my mixer to mix this all together. So I'm just going to fold it in like this, and then I'm going to mix it with my mixer for about a minute or so to blend. Okay, so this is what the batter looks like after we've added our cocoa powder, our salt, and our vanilla extract. So now we're ready for our last ingredient, which is our flour. So I'm just going to pour it all in. And again, I'm going to do the same thing like I did before. I'm going to use my rubber spatula to fold it in at first because I don't want it to poof all up. And then I'm going to finish it off with my mixer and blend it till it's nice and combined. And you're going to see all that curdling is going to disappear. Okay, so this is our batter. Look at it. It's silky and smooth. It's not curdly. It's just perfect. So now we're ready to take this and we're gonna pour it into our 8x8 baking dish, okay? And it's gonna cook in the oven at 325 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes, okay? I'm just gonna spread it around this pan nice and evenly. Okay, just like that. Wow, this really looks good. It's really the perfect color. So I'm gonna try to get it even and spread it around. Okay, because I'm gonna cut these up into small squares. Okay, we're gonna have small like brownie bites. And it's gonna go in the oven, like I said, at 325 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes, and they're gonna be so delicious. Okay, so it's been cooking for about 30 minutes, and it looks like it could be done. I'm just gonna put a toothpick in to test to see if it comes out clean. See how it's a little, you know, kind of loose on the bottom here? There's some cake batter. So I think it's going to have to cook for about another 5 more minutes, and then I think it's just gonna be perfect. Hey friends, welcome back. So I took the red velvet brownies out of the oven and I put them in the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes to cool off. Took them out and I cut them up, and this is what they look like. They're just perfect. They're nice and brown, they're moist. So now I want to show you how we're going to do the top of them. So I've taken my white chocolate and I melted it and I put it in my little sandwich bag here. So I'm just gonna snip off the end here, and I'm gonna drizzle some chocolate right on top like that. And it's going to dry on top of them. It's gonna get hard. That's why I wanna do chocolate instead of like a cream cheese frosting, because cream cheese just doesn't harden up, but this is gonna harden up real nice and it's gonna taste delicious over these. Okay, and it also adds just a beautiful, decoration. So I'm just gonna finish my last one over here like that. That looks great. And for some of you that like nuts, I like nuts. I have some chopped walnuts here. So I'm just gonna drizzle a few chopped walnuts on top. Okay, for that little bit of crunch and some extra flavor. And these are just perfect. Look at them, they're beautiful for Valentine's Day. I hope you really like them, because I know I do. So for the full recipe, you can find it in the description box. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Take care.